Hi friends, welcome to episode. So today it is the 49th episode in the history series. So today we are going to discuss about the origins of the USA. So in the last episode we discussed did the same thing but for Canada. So today we are going to discuss it about the same thing but for the USA. Yes, so let's start. So first in 15,000 BC, that's a very long time ago. So the first people come into the USA from Canada and from North. So first they entered North America with the Bering Strait. So I'm going to just draw. So this is Alaska, that is North America, and here is the eastern part of Russia / Siberia. So this is at the present day. So they are like this. So at that time it was the ice age and it was cold and water froze up. So here there was the Bering Bridge where people went, and later finally they entered North America and eventually USA, South America and all of those stuff. Yes. So but now it turned into the Bering Strait because everything melted and that happened. Yes. So let's stop all of this. So next, in the late 15th century AD, the colonization of all of America begins. So the Spanish come, the Portuguese come, the French come, the British come, and many powers come to have a fair share of the land. Even the Dutch and even for some time the Swedish even colonized. Yes. So yeah, everybody came for the colonization. So next, 1607 AD. So the 13 colonies were first established by the UK in 1607. Yes. So, okay, I think we need to draw them. So the 13 colonies here. Okay. So think of them as the 13 colonies. So this is the Pacific coast and yeah, okay. So these were at that time ruled under the British. So at that time, in that place, there were 13 colonies which would become the states of the USA. Yes. So next, 1763 to 65 AD. So new taxes were implemented on the people who are living in these 13 colonies by the British, because the British just fought a war with the French and the French lost all the territories here. So because of that they need money, so they implemented many more taxes. Yes. So with this, people started resistance here in this region. Yes. So next in 1773, so this resistance to taxes leads to the Boston Tea Party. So Boston is a city here. So at the time they just recently did an Tea Act. So the British did a Tea Act. Yes. So because of that, as like a protest, the Americans just threw the tea into the ocean. Yeah, that's a lot of tea wasted. I think it would be pretty tasty if we drink that. I don't know, but it won't be, I think. So next, 1775. So the American Revolutionary War begins. So in near Boston, the war starts. Yes. So they fought for some years. So just the next year in 1776, the Americans declared their independence. And do you know one thing? Do you know who was the first country to ever recognize the USA? Guess it? I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is not a European country or not an Asian country. It was Morocco. Yeah, that was very surprising. Yes. So yeah. So in 1776 they finally declared their independence while still being in the war. So the war didn't end yet at that time. So next, 1783. So the Treaty of Paris ends the war, and also the USA gets more new territories to the west. So they lost Florida to Spain, but still they got a lot more land here around the Great Lakes and this region. Yes. So they got a lot more land from this side, but still as a compensation they lost Florida to Spain, as like they got it. Yes. So okay, next, 1789. So So the USA adopts its constitution, which is still its present day constitution. So this was the first constitution ever to be adopted, and also as well as the oldest one to 1789 at that time. They only got the idea to have a thing called the constitution. Yes. So next 1804. So slavery was abolished in all states north of the Mason-Dixon line. So this was the Mason-Dixon line, like here. So and also at the time the USA did the Louisiana Purchase, so they got a lot more land. So at that time, the states on top of this line abolished slavery altogether, while the states in the south of this line still had slavery. Yes. So this caused many political tensions between the peoples of those two regions. Yes. So next in 1861, the tensions became so high, the South wanted to become their own independent state, starting the American Civil War. So this lasted for 4 more years, and finally 1865, so the American Civil War and the abolition of slavery in the entire country happens. That means there's no slavery in the United States anymore at the time. So yeah, wow. Next in 1917 to 1918, so the USA was involved in World War I. Yes. So yeah. And also in 1867, Alaska was bought from Russia. And also at the time the USA grown to its present day extent like this. Yes. So they bought Alaska, and before that they even annexed all of Hawaii. Yes. So next in 1917 to 1918, they were involved in World War I. So at the time the Germans sent a message to the Mexicans in the south. So like, if you can join us, you can get us some states from the USA, like that. But in the middle, the British came and intervened and showed the message to the USA. That is when they declared war on the Germans, and they were completely lost. Yes. So yeah, that was good. So next 1929. So the start of the Great Depression. At the time, the market completely collapsed, and it was many people were unemployed, so it was very bad in the USA as well as in many other countries too. Yes. So okay. So, and also in World War I, they were in the Allied side. Yes, not the Axis, I mean the Central Powers. 1941 to 1945. So they were involved in World War II. So this time not because of Germany. So they were again this time too. They did not fight from the start. Yes. So in the Pacific Ocean they had some ports like in Hawaii. So these Japanese came and just bombed one of the port called Pearl Harbor, causing war again with the USA. So this time too they were with the Allies. Yes, like with the UK and France with them. Yes, this time again they won. Yes. Next 1945, as revenge, they nuked Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and it took some time for them to recover. It's very sad for Japan. And also in 1949, they created the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. So because they are thinking like the Soviet Union was getting too powerful. Yes, already at the time the Cold War started. So at that time in the World War, while fighting World War II, they were pretty much allies. But after that, because of the Cold War, they were starting to get enemies, and the tensions were increasing. So next in the 1960s, many civil rights reforms were happening because of one person known as Martin Luther King Jr. So there's a story about him. Yes, a very large one. So at the time, next in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. So the Cold War had already ended. And finally in 2001, the 9/11 attacks occurred. So the World Trade Center was destroyed by terrorists. So that was sad. So this is for today about the origins of the USA. Bye.